Good day, everyone. Today we will learn about Saint Benedict of Nursia. Born around 480 AD in Nursia, Italy, and died in 547 AD at Monte Cassino, he is known as the father of Western monasticism and the founder of the Benedictine monastic system. He established the monastery at Monte Cassino, and fun fact, he had a twin sister named Saint Scholastica. His feast day is celebrated on July 11th. At the age of 17, Saint Benedict felt called by God to live as a hermit in the mountains of Subiaco, leaving behind his studies. Now, let's reflect. What would it be like to leave everything behind at 17 to pursue a life of silence and prayer? Makes you think, huh? Next, he lived in solitude at Subiaco for 3 years. A monk named Romanus helped him by providing food and clothing, but his holiness attracted attention, and people began seeking his guidance. Seeing the need for spiritual community, Saint Benedict founded 14 monasteries in Subiaco. Later, he established the Abbey of Monte Cassino, where he wrote the Rule of Saint Benedict, a guide for monastic living. He died on March 21st, 547 AD. The rule became the foundation of monastic life in Europe. It brought structure and discipline to monastic communities and influenced the continent's spiritual and cultural growth. In 1964, Pope Paul VI named him patron saint of Europe. The Benedictine Order, founded at Monte Cassino, became one of the most influential forces in medieval Europe. Benedictine monks played a key role in spreading Christianity and education. Now, think about this. Many early schools and libraries in Europe were started by monks. How different would the world be without them? Next, Saint Benedict's life was recorded by Saint Gregory the Great in dialogues, based on the accounts of four of Benedict's disciples. This remains the main source of his biography. Monasticism is a way of life where people give up worldly things to focus on spiritual growth. Saint Benedict's rule became its foundation, shaping how monks and nuns lived for centuries. Moving on to lesson 2, the Benedictine Medal. The Medal of Saint Benedict is a symbol of faith and not a lucky charm. Those who wear it with trust in God may receive spiritual and even physical protection through Saint Benedict's intercession. Now, ask yourself, have you ever seen someone wear this medal before and wondered what it meant? Next, St. Gregory wrote of Benedict's strong faith in the cross. In one story, monks tried to poison him, but when he made the sign of the cross over the cup, it shattered, revealing the danger. His devotion to the cross was passed on to his disciples, Saints Maurus and Placid, who also performed miracles. Over time, inscriptions were added to the medal, including Latin prayers for protection at the hour of death. Their meanings became clear after a manuscript from 1415 was discovered in 1647 at Metten Abbey, Bavaria. During a witchcraft trial in 1647 near Metten, women claimed that they couldn't harm the abbey because of protective crosses. These same letters were later found on Benedictine medals. Now, this is an interesting note. Even those who tried to cause harm recognized the power of this symbol. The 1415 manuscript showed an image of Saint Benedict with a cross and scroll bearing the full Latin phrases. This led to the official design of the medal, approved by Pope Benedict XIV in 1741 and 42. In 1880, the Jubilee Medal was created to mark the 1400th anniversary of Benedict's birth. Those who wear it devoutly may receive indulgences, including a plenary indulgence on All Souls' Day and for visiting Monte Cassino. Now let's move on to the front of the Benedictine medal. The front of the medal shows Saint Benedict holding a cross and his rule. Symbols like the shattered cup and raven reflect miracles from his life. These inscriptions include Cruz es Patri Benedicti, which means the Holy Cross of the Holy Father Benedict, and XSM Casino MDCCCLXXX, which means from a Holy Mount of Casino, 1880. Let's move on to Ejus in obitu nostro presentia muniamur, which is, may His presence protect us in the hour of death. Now, if you ever get close to see the medal up close, see if you can spot these symbols and remember what they represent. Moving on to the back of the Benedictine medal, the back features a cross with Latin initials. These Latin initials are CSSML, which is Cruz Sacra Sit Mihi Lux, which means, may the Holy Cross be my light. Next, NDSMD, which is non draco sit nihil lux, which means let not the dragon be my guide. Now, moving on to at the cross's corners, it shows CSPB, the cross of the Holy Father Benedict, and is Cruz Sancti Patris Benedicti. Now, around the cross, on the right side, shows VRS and SMV, which is Vade Retro Satana Nunquam Suadem Ihibana, which means, Begone Satan, suggest not to me thy vain things. Now, on the left side shows SMQLIVB, which is Sunt mala que libas, ipse venena vivas, which means, what you offer is evil, drink your own poison. Uh, Lastly, at the top of the circle is Pax, which means peace. Now, think about where you can bring more peace into your life, just like Benedict did in his. Now, let's move on to the Benedictine Medal wards against witchcraft and evil, temptation and demonic attacks, poison and disease, dangerous childbirth, storms and disasters, sin at the hour of death, and more, as it is a sign of God's protection. That concludes our lesson on Saint Benedict and his medal. May we be inspired by his faith, discipline, and devotion to God. Now, I'll leave you with one last reflection. What part of Saint Benedict's story spoke to you the most? Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.